podcast.
We've turned Twillow Talk into Twillow Stash. Thanks for having me.
So Absolutely. Excited you could join us today.
Me too. So I actually didn't say hello who we are. So I'm Tanys Coughlan from the Twillow Lifestyle Community, Twillow Lifestyle Academy. I am joined by my beautiful co-host, Jennifer Jurkofsky, from My Holistic Self Counseling. And we are so honored to have Gerald from Tarot Stash today.
Hello.
So welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
We know I roll. I know, but sometimes there's people that are new.
I roll.
And this is something I hadn't noticed, and maybe it's always there, and maybe I just am oblivious, or maybe it changes periodically. But when you first sign into StreamYard, there's a little like doodad, like a little person picture that shows up before you actually hit enter. And maybe it's always the same, but today it was just the eyes and the mustache. And I just laughed. It's like, even StreamYard knows.
Yep. Indeed.
I'm everywhere. You should subscribe so you can be part of the fun as well. Because, you know, it's Tarot Stash vibes, right? You know, how's that?
I love it.
New merch.
Absolutely. Nice.
So
nice. So we have, who have we got today? We have a Tarot Stash guy saying, howdy, y'all.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
And then shock.
Right.
Yeah.
Surprise!
We'll make it even more perfect.
Tiny
in my hand. There's little hands.
Hi, Jamie. Well, Jamie's here, so hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
She hates the tiny hands.
Well.
So I'll put them down.
All right.
Okay.
Fair enough. And we have Sue. Sue Toffee.
Hi, Sue.
Hi, Sue. Chat family. And we have Tamar. Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. That's
yes.
Awesome. So yes, such is life. So how have you been faring, guys?
Well, that is the question. How are we doing?
I'm doing great. I did my clinical research last week for my diabetes clinical research that I'm part of. I've been part of that since 1988.
Wow. Oh, wow.
So it's completely awesome.
Thank you for your service.
And I took a color in quilting class this weekend, which was fun. So it was good. It was great. So, awesome. And then hi, Edward. And then I had, I've got great shows scheduled for this week. I just did a show. I don't know if you've heard of this person, but Jennifer from My Holistic Self, she knows stuff about this thing called human design.
Nope.
So we just finished up the human design profiles, and we are plotting the takeover of the world in our next part of that series, which people need to tune in. They need to like and subscribe.
And I was invited into the takeover of the world?
We're not done yet with the setup of it. So
okay, because I got ideas for that.
This may have a several part plan associated with it.
Oh, yes. Oh, of course. Of course. So
mine involves Care Bears.
Oh. Well, we do that all the time.
Care Bears.
Yes.
Okay. Energy. Sharing the energy.
Sending out love.
I understand.
Like Care Bears. Like Care Bears.
Yeah.
Maybe not bears, but you know.
I love it. Jamie is on the back porch working with the Doberman.
Nice.
There's a nice breeze. Excellent.
Beautiful.
And Hattie. Hello, Hattie.
Had enough.
And Rachel wants to know what kind of research.
Oh, it's diabetes clinical research. They're now looking at. They've shifted from which is more effective, tight control or general control of diabetes. Now that there are about 1,000 people in the cohort that are still. They started with, I think, 1,400. So there's 1,000 people they're still following, and they are looking at are the things that we're seeing, are they related to age, or are they related to diabetes, or is it a combination of both?
Oh.
Yes.
Energy?
Is there energy related to it?
Yeah. Are they looking at that?
I do not believe they are looking specifically into that, but I am always talking about emotional well-being and desiring the best outcome. So I'm that guy.
Very good.
Good.
So,
Very good.
It's definitely needed to be able to bring in that holistic perspective, even if the science world doesn't always want to do it.
Yes. Yeah.
Rachel says, that's cool. Had no idea you were a researcher. I love research.
I am actually not a researcher myself. I am a patient.
Yes.
So
they need clinical patients in studies.
Yes. So I am a guinea pig, and I'm one that says, they ask me if I want to do something, and I say yes. And then I go, what are we doing?
It sounds like me. Wait, what? My guides do that to me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Kaylee says, white flag. She immediately surrenders to the takeover.
Girl, check your receipts. Read the fine print. Use your big googly eye to read the fine print. Come on.
You give us way too much power there.
Do not wear rose-colored glasses for this.
Yes. And,
although these might be handy for that, Care Bear effect.
Well, and I think that there is something to be said for those with the mirror, because they're reflecting back, so they're not taking it.
I will just say you sometimes just need to make sure you put your hands on what you're seeing to make sure that you're seeing things properly. Jamie is probably going, Gerald. It's like power. Yes, always read the fine print, people. Always read the fine print.
Love it.
So
Funny.
Yeah. So well, how about the two of you? What's the energy been like for you before we get into all of the stuff that we looked at?
She rolled her eyes, no lie.
If you've not seen me and Jamie, join us tomorrow at 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern, because we're having a back and forth, and Timmy Raven is in to ask us questions. It's going to be fun.
Oh, super cool.
We have Hypnocity. Hey, Nalani, welcome.
Hello.
And then Jonathan is on a walk.
He's on a walk and pauses.
Awesome.
Very good. Very good. And can we get a Tiny Hands tarot?
Sure, if you want. I don't know where you can find one, but I mean, are you there is a tiny RWS that you could use with your tiny hands. If you're asking me to make another freaking tarot deck, no. I am not doing that.
Hold on. Where do they put it? Oh, it's not easy accessible.
But if
Jen's
you're
looking for a prop, just as a heads up.
Jen disappears into the curtains. No, I have a tiny little cat tarot deck. I should give it to you.
Yeah.
There you go.
For the tiny.
I believe you. No tiny hands tarot.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Santa Cruz Beach, boardwalk across the river, and I can see the bridge from the Lost Boys movie.
Very cool.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
So back to that girl, June.
You have an offer.
Do
of
not
help.
tell me that. I do not have your address, but I can make that happen. On your own head be it. Okay, but so before we look at the stuff, I'm just, look at the hands are going, woo. Where are your energies? So
I would say mine is better than it has been. Overall,
okay.
I would say I'm feeling more myself. Does that make sense? Than I was before.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few weeks there where I was like, oh, I don't know. So it's better today. This week, really.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Jen?
Yeah. I feel like since there's been a shift, I'm definitely able to tap into that energy a little bit more, and it feels more grounding for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been a part of it. And it's interesting because we shifted into, we can get into the transits a bit, but it's the storyteller energy. And in the midst of everything that's been going on, being able to release and tell my story and things like that has felt really good. And so I'm feeling connected with the energy right now, which I always find is helpful. There's a little bit less dissonance when it's something that's already defined for us than it is when suddenly something becomes defined and we're like, what do I do with all this energy?
What do you mean storyteller energy?
Would you like me to talk about the transits, or do you want to do the other part first, or are you implying what I'm
just a guest.
I think he might be implying something. I'm just saying.
I am implying something. I'm pointing at it with my tiny hand.
Okay.
But that energy may not be appropriate for right now. I'm just a guest. This is weird.
Yes.
I'm just a guest.
That's funny.
It is. I mean, Twillow Talk. It is. It's all. It's its thing. You're
not just
transcended guest mode.
All right. Well.
Yeah, and we probably should do a little switch here. Go ahead.
You're going to switch it up to the Twillow stash.
We don't have a tarot stash on our Twillow stash on our thingy.
It's all right, but I'm there, and so
you are.
Beth is like going, wait, you're a guest on your own channel? I have been allowed to stream this to my channel, but I am not the one in control. And for those of you who know me, Gerald not being in control. Okay.
Surrendering the power.
Did that do
Not really. It's the illusion of it. It's still, you're good. You're good. It says Twillow stash. It's got the Twillow stash. Okay, good. We're good.
It disappeared on me. I was like, where did it go?
Yeah.
So we talked about it a little bit on Galactic Gab, and then I was able to have a show with Kaylee, Woo Woo Wonderment, yesterday. So you can check that out if you didn't see it, where we talked about the new book that's coming up. And I know, even on the show here on Twillow Talk, we've talked about it a few times throughout to say, okay, this is coming, but it's official. They have told me August 8th is the day that it will be released. And so
Lionsgate, y'all, just as
yes, full body chills every time I talk about it coming out for Lionsgate. So just reaffirming that is indeed the galactic plan here. So it is the Lyran Legacy. It is book 1 of Starlit Paths. And so the PDF version, the ebook version of it is going to be coming out first. And then the printed version of the book will come out later in the month. But so I'm super, super excited to tell that story and to have that story be received. And so that's what I was talking about in terms of being able to share about the story and where I'm at and all that kind of fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. And I'm finding the live so I can put it in my chat. So there we go. Okay.
Beautiful.
I will put that into my chat, everybody, so that you can see it. I watched that this morning. So woohoo. There we go. Okay.
Mm-hmm. There we are. And I can do this so that everybody can see it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Super fun. Yeah, and I share my launch page for the book and the website. There's a few fun extra little tidbits on there. So you get the countdown for the book, which I'm super excited for. I like having fun with it. The first image on there is really fun because you have our galactic friend reading the Starseed Guide, which is another part of what is coming out. So some of you have been able to get your...
She's been busy.
Yes, they've been busy, which means I'm busy. But you'll be able to get your astrological starseed frequency guide. So it's based in your astrology. It's going to talk about the starseeds that are associated with your birth chart, give you the starseeds associated with your frequencies and the gene keys. And then there's a whole other
Fascinating
book kind of attached to the back end of that to help you explore even further. So lots of stuff coming out and very much in line with this storyteller energy. It's well, I might as well just go into it, right? Gate 56, which is where we are right now. It's the gate of stimulation, the gate of the wanderer. And the energy really is about telling the story and being able to bring that story forward. And so to get into it, it's about the story, but it's also about being alive. Richard Rudd talks about this in the Gene Keys, and I love it. Wanting to take it all in. The sights, the smells, the tastes, the beauty, all of what it is to have an experience and to love the experience. And to allow that to come in and kind of permeate who we are, to integrate with who we are. And it's even, even the things that maybe are not appealing or things that we would necessarily label as good, but being able to understand all of the experience and have a deep love for that. And that is part of the storytelling, right? Because when we tell a story, we don't want to just have the good stuff. We want to have all of it with all the juicy details.
Yeah.
Well, we went through it in that lifetime. So
whew, absolutely. So the shadow energy for this is distraction. It's the world mask, as Richard calls it. So that energy of obscurity or running from the self. And so we can get very distracted in this energy and step away from allowing ourselves to truly experience everything. And because that victimhood is around distractions, that can show up as getting very sullen or being overstimulated. And I can speak to that for sure, even just in this energy. I'm super excited about it, but I have to be mindful to not just get too, because it's easy to get into that energy. The gift, though, that can help us move through it is enrichment. And that is about turning within. And it's being a lover of the senses and living to the fullest potential. And so just holding space for all the things that are possible. And feeling that shift has been very powerful because it's really helped with the distractions, all the other things that want to come in and say, maybe you're not ready, or maybe it's not good enough, or maybe it's not this, or maybe it's whatever it is, right? That can come in and distract from the process. But allowing that enrichment, I go, okay, I can take that breath. I can allow things to open and unfold. And that leads to the siddhi of intoxication, or the enlightened state, which is intoxication. This is about divine entertainment, divine indulgence, the world of ideas, our ability to hold space for all that's possible and to enjoy all aspects of it. And so I think that there is a component here too, when you're talking about this week has felt a bit lighter, it's felt a bit different, is that if we're holding space for the gift and the siddhi of this, we can move past the heaviness that comes with distractions, and we can just enjoy our experience in a new way.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because Mercury went retrograde on on the 18th. So, and we're in this gate. We have I believe a new moon on Thursday. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of energy shifting and moving. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, if anybody didn't know, this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance, really, especially when it comes to me and astrology and human design. I probably have to double check my resources about how to breathe. So, anyhow, I just suggest that everybody sip often, because right now we need it.
Mm-hmm.
That I am feeling indeed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let's take a look at the space weather, etc., and see what that has to say. So we have here, you can see there's no big spikes, which is nice. This is why things are a little calmer in our solar flares. KP index even has been fairly low, so that's great too. And when we look at the Schumann, which was right there, but now it's gone. There we go. It is actually, they just updated it, and it's 23, but it was 45 yesterday. And so, we've had some little influxes here coming in over the last couple of days in terms of that as well. So yeah, that kind of supports the sort of calming of things a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have had a lot of downloads happening that we're not able to measure those. So I've been feeling some of those coming in, but they've been primarily like higher frequency things. So
I have a question. Mm-hmm. When you say downloads, what do you mean? And from that definition, I'm curious if people who are watching, if they have been experiencing downloads according to their definition, to let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know. So I'm curious, when you say downloads, what do you mean? And this is both to Jennifer and Tanys.
Well, for me, it's a combination. It depends on what it is, because there's different kinds. So for me, there's an energetic download where you just get a specific frequency sent in. Sometimes there are they call them keys that come down. They don't look like keys though. It's a form of energy that comes in, and that's it lights up some of your soul purpose kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's information, right? Like the download I had a couple of weeks ago about leading with love, that sort of thing. So it just depends on the day, what's coming in. It's energetic mail service is what it is. And sometimes you get an ear ringing if it's energetic, right? Mm-hmm. Or my crown will get activated out of nowhere. And other times it's like a inspiration of stuff to write down. So for me, it's a combination.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, and to what you're saying with the ear ringing, Kaylee has I get full body chills out of nowhere, ears ringing, mind spacey, dizzy, usual symptoms.
Yeah.
And so, I think that there's a lot of different ways that they can show up for us. Mostly light language. My brain isn't supposed to understand it most of the time.
Yeah. I would say 90% of the time I don't understand.
Yeah. And I think for me, the definition is a bit different just in the way that my brain frames it, but not necessarily in the overall. And so, it's messaging for me in whatever form it shows up. And so I don't always say downloads in the same way, but meaning the same thing.
The same thing.
And so what came actually at one point, probably a download of information, was that it's like a defrag and reset for the brain. And so it's a way of, and the body. So it is a way of them bringing new information in. And sometimes part of that is releasing some of the old gunk and sorting things out and moving them around and doing what they need to do, which is why we have all of these different feelings that come in. And sometimes they don't always feel the greatest, because that defrag process can be difficult and it can be a little bit draining. And so if we need to have that defrag, we're going to go through a time where we have to go rest. And so things will happen in the body and our energy field and all of that cause us to take some downtime.
Yeah.
Right? There's signals saying, hey, integration needs to happen. You're going to need to rest, recharge, regroup, because we got some stuff we're trying to give you.
Yeah.
And then there is that reprogramming that can come. And sometimes that reprogramming is like, boom, cool, got it. Okay. And other times it's a very extended unfolding.
Yes.
that happens. And to what Kaylee was saying, sometimes we have no idea. I got the feelings. I know stuff's been defragging because I'm feeling it, but I have no idea how to conceptualize or understand what is coming through. I just know that there's something there.
Yeah, similar concept, right? I like the defrag thing, because that is what it feels like sometimes when it comes in. It's kind of like something's.
And I think that's a beautiful. Both of you have given a beautiful description of that. I think one thing that's important is download can sometimes seem off planet or celestial or divine. And yes, it can be all of those things. I also think sometimes the download is when, I remember one time in high school in my geometry class, I was struggling with the geometric proof, and I'm like, this is not making any sense to me. And I asked the professor, or the professor, I asked the teacher, I said, how do you get from here to here? I do not understand. And he looked at me and he said, this way. And suddenly I went, oh, okay. And I aced geometry after that. I was tutoring my friends. So I think part of that download might be also an aha moment of understanding at a deeper level. And then suddenly we go from seeing things from here and how they interact to going, oh yeah, okay. And it's not just with, I think it's with anything. It's with spirituality. You've read the same Bible verse multiple times and suddenly you go, oh, I get it. It's like you're cooking and suddenly you go, oh, that's what that means. So,
yeah.
Well, and I appreciate what you were saying about the download piece, because it does often feel like it is outside of ourselves. And sometimes there is, as we say, that information coming in. But part of that defrag process, we talk about the onion and peeling the layers. Part of that process is that it opens something within us that has always been there, but that we maybe hadn't had access to. And then that comes out.
Nice. Yeah, and that's kind of like the key thing for me. When the energy comes in, it like lights up the key. The key is just the information about a specific part of your mission or whatever. And it's always been there. It's just that the energy comes down to activate it. So in many ways, that type of download is an activation kind of thing for me.
Yeah, I love that. I remember early on when I was reading and spending time with like-minded spiritual people, and I would be reading cards and I'd be staring off into space and somebody would say, oh, he's just downloading something. And I'm like, okay, well, and what happens for me is it gets downloaded. It's not, for those of you who are old enough to remember, do you remember when you downloaded something and then you needed to unzip it so that it was actually didn't overwhelm your computer in the download? And so it's like, but I'm oftentimes a person who my defrag is, oh, I need a nap.
Me too.
I just need to, because that's the way for me to get my brain out of the way. So,
yeah, me too. Yeah, it is a different thing for the naps. There's a couple of kinds of naps for me. Like there's the ones where I just feel like, oh, I can't keep my eyes open. I'm really tired physically and I need sleep. And then there's the ones where I'm like, I'm just being pulled or something's coming in. I just need to process something. And those are the ones, that you're doing the defrag work, or we're off in the astral doing stuff.
Yeah. And I'm curious, as a people who are watching, do you have a similar experience, or do you have a completely different experience? I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear people's download stories, what that looks like for people. So,
absolutely.
So,
big hello to Kiba and Angie.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Yeah, we did lose someone this week.
Warner. Yeah.
Yep. Unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay, so my great question has the ability to suck all of the energy out of the room.
Not at all.
No.
It's a joke that I have, that it's just like going, suddenly everybody goes quiet and it's like, oh yeah.
It's because we're thinking. We're defragging.
You're defragging.
You're defragging.
Yeah. And it's, it's like I jokingly tell people, when you see me do this, it's because it's my thinking face. And I know you don't see it very often, but there it is.
I've seen it a few times.
Yeah.
Don't imply that you don't think, Gerald, because we know that's not true.
Yeah, I can imply it all, but whether or not y'all believe me,
we're not going to believe it. No.
Yes. So, well, and it's interesting. I'm going to relate this back to Gate 56, if I may. We're talking about these downloads and the defragging. The idea of us being a storyteller. When we tell our stories and when we listen to stories, we have a deeper understanding. It's also an important aspect of this is how we learn as a culture. We hear stories.
Yeah.
And so many of the things that we have are about stories and the storyteller and the wanderer. And sometimes you got to wander from the chosen path, because when you come back, it helps you understand the stories that you've been told, the stories that you can tell. I mean, sometimes you do the silliest things. They may not be the smartest things, but boy, they make the greatest stories.
Yeah, they do. I find I do a lot of teaching with my clients and with my students by telling stories.
Oh, yeah.
Experience stories, because I find people can really relate to something if you have that shared experience. And so how do they know if you have a shared experience if you haven't told them the story? So I find that's one way that I use storytelling a lot.
Yeah. I love
and
that.
We have Hershey.
Hi,
Hey, Hershey.
Welcome. So on the card, the back of the card, they have a bunch of stuff written. I have also written all over my cards. It is what it is. But it says stability through movement, the perpetuation of continuity through the linking of short-term activity. The idea is never a solution, but is always a journey. And I think that there is such an important connection there to what you were saying, Gerald, about this idea that we can ground through our movement and through being the wanderer. That is what we're meant to do. It's not about, finding the end result. It really is about the journey. And so to this storytelling, Tanys, you were saying with the shared aspect of the journey, we get to connect and link and share. And the story is always unfolding if we allow it to be.
Yep.
So I was just, I don't know, maybe having a download. But don't we oftentimes hear of our great spiritual, I'm going to call them leaders, but I would say spiritual examples, Buddha, Jesus, Odin, they have gone off. They have wandered off on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And whilst they wander off, they get clarity about something that has been part of their desire.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, part of that could it be the hero's journey? Maybe. And I bet people who are watching would be able to give other great examples in the legends and the lore, and the spiritual paths that people have explored. There's always an opportunity to, I think, wandering off. Go ahead.
Even Mikao Usi, right, from the Reiki, Usui Reiki, he went off on a quest to Mount Fujiyama, right, and was up there doing a meditation when he was downloaded Reiki, the information and the energy, and bringing that frequency in.
Yeah. Well, even with human design, right? Ra went off onto an island and was away in a cabin by himself when the voice came and said, "Hey, I got this system you need to bring forward."
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a sense of beauty in that wander, and the sense of, I was telling somebody, I can't remember who I was telling, but my father, for as long as I could remember growing up, would once a year go on a silent retreat. And how interesting is that? How often are we silent for any length of time, and so that we can listen and we have our thoughts? So
being an extrovert, not very often.
Oh yes, I mean,
I do meditate, but
yeah. So I have to say this, so they'll let me alone, Jennifer, is the idea of wandering somehow relates to the Lyran legacy.
Absolutely. And I think, well, and I talk about this in the book, and I talk about it on several levels. So one of the first parts of the book is, as I said, the history of where we came from. And so we talk about that oneness, that allness, the energy that we all started as, and how that energy wanted to become corporeal, to experience things. And as it did, there is a wandering that happens with that. And then that energy expanded into all these different kinds of life forms and experiences. Yes. And so there is a beautiful piece to that. And I agree completely, Rachel, that not all who wander are lost. Not, I think if we're out there to wander, there's no way we're lost. But then also because of the war, and you'll learn all about the Orion Wars, which is the Great Galactic War, all of that in the book as well. And because of that, we have the diaspora, the Great Scattering. And there is a wandering that happens after that, because there is a feeling of being lost. There is a feeling of what is going to be our home? How are we going to show up in the world? And being able to shift that energy of feeling lost to the ability to wander and see where that brings us is a beautiful transformation that happens energetically for us.
She landed with me instead.
Stay tuned. There's more to that story later.
You'll understand when you read the book.
There you go. Yeah. So yes, now I don't have to be talking about wandering off, because I've said that to you, Jennifer. I'm not going, all right, I'll tell her.
Yeah. Well, okay, they're telling me I have to share. Okay, so there's also a section in the book where I talk about wandering off myself, as there's a place that I would go to meditate and ground and connect and get downloads and all that kind of stuff. And so there's a whole kind of section where I talk about that in the book as well. So I don't know if they're telling me to mention that too, so I am.
I love that.
Was that at the same spot as I used to go? Because there was a spot in the Pleiades. There was a like a pond that had this beautiful small waterfall, and it had like a little area. It was treed around the outside, and there was a spot for ceremony and just at the edge of it. And that was where I would wander off to.
Yeah.
Even as a little one.
Mm-hmm.
I would wander there.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. And so many times in that wandering, we learned things, we grew, we expanded. So yeah.
I just had a funny thought. I know, just the one. And I froze there for a second. I'm frozen. Can you see me?
We hear you.
Okay.
Hear you.
But so yeah, this is the meditation is a form of defragging.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep. Oh, we have Maureen with us as well. Hello, Maureen.
Oh, hello.
And she is just doing the YouTube thingies.
Mm-hmm.
Sending blessings, positive vibes back at you.
Back at you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The other part of this energy, and I just want to mention it, it's the archetype of the comedian. And I think that is so powerful because we talk about stories and storytelling and wandering and the ability to not take everything so seriously, but to allow fun and joy to come into it, to open stories and storytelling in ways that we can laugh along with and hold space for the fun aspects.
I don't know anything about that.
Life as well.
I wonder what it's like to be funny.
I don't know.
To make people laugh. That's a good thought. We'll have to play with that sometime. Join us for the next Twillow Stash, where we talk about what it's like to be funny. That's interesting. That's interesting because there is always a lightness in that. And the Emperor's New Clothes. It's the court jester who is able to say the hard truths and won't get unalived or anything like that. So
unalived.
Well,
he has to say that because of YouTube.
Yeah. but there's and that I think that's a part of the importance of this is where laughter and raising, giggling helps to shift things immediately.
It does.
And we've talked about farts before as a great, kittens and farts change everybody's mood. So do puppies, and oftentimes babies do. Insert your favorite things, to watch when you're feeling down.
Even tiny hands.
Even tiny hands can do that. Look away, Jamie. Yes, even tiny hands can help with that.
Sorry, Jamie.
But and that's and even in the serious moments, I think that the ability to make people laugh is a gift. Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
With you. But I honestly think there's a great deal of there's a great deal of importance to taking ourselves seriously, but not so serious that we forget the joy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, and we've had that expression that you cry so hard that you laugh, or you laugh so hard that you cry. Right? These things we recognize that everything has its counterbalance.
Yes.
And so how do we stay balanced in all of that is being able to hold space for all of the things.
All the things, folks. All the things.
All the things. And not just the things that your tiny hands can hold. Okay, the tiny hands are going down.
We're going to go there, are we?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I follow, well, and this is the wanderer.
Like tiny tarots, right?
And like tiny tarots, yes. Tiny tarots.
That's not where his head is, but that's okay.
Yes, I snort too, Maureen.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. And Hershey says hard truth is a powerful way.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Having a dog has been good. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Cheeky. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can be a little cheeky on this show. It's good.
Yeah.
Cheeky is good.
Cheeky is good. And I think, sometimes when things are, because the last several weeks, I was 2 weeks ago I was on. And boy, there's a lot of energy going on. Lots and lots of energy. And there's always a lot of energy going on. It's the energy, that the mix and the magnitude of it and where it falls is just like, it's sort of going, whoa. And it's like drinking out of a fire hose instead of
exactly
from the water fountain.
Yes.
So I think, sometimes when that happens.
Well, I'm seeing, those the videos with the dogs, and they have like the lips that go in like multiple directions because they're trying to like chomp at the water as it's flying in their face. So you were saying cat videos, baby videos.
Yep.
The dogs is what came to my mind.
I was picturing all of us doing that.
Well, also what's hilarious is it's like when it's like, okay, we're all serious and we're all doing that, and we have to be. But when we lean over to take a sip out of the water fountain and we expect it to be easy and manageable, and suddenly it's not, and it gets all in our face. If we laugh about that, that shifts everything. It's just like, well, okay. And,
yeah,
and it's like, okay, there we go.
Definitely. Yeah. It is good.
So,
laughter
at least I think
very
so,
good
yeah.
medicine.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. And especially when we look at it on, it's been 6 weeks with the chaotic spikes and Schumans and transits and
6 weeks, more like a year.
I can't remember how far back it started.
Yeah, at least a year. But we did have a little break, and then it was 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, and so I think it's in those little breaks that if we go, whoa, okay, that's crazy. Now what? And don't say now what.
No.
Don't say that. Say instead, I am grateful for what I've learned, and just be present.
Be open and curious, like Jen always says.
Open and curious.
Open and curious.
We Irish have the ability to tell someone to go to
the HE6
that they think they will enjoy the trip.
Yeah.
I love my papa's Irish trip. Beautiful.
And boy, isn't it true? I think a lot of really smart humor is extremely intelligent.
Yeah,
it works on so many levels. It's like, ooh, okay. It's like Monty Python, love it. Kunk on Earth, brilliant. So I tried to
our ability clearly to bring in humor at appropriate times, right? I think that's what you're getting at when you say like there are times where we need to be serious, and so noticing when it's appropriate or not appropriate necessarily to bring that humor in, but to be able to do that at appropriate times to release the tension in a moment that can be there, can be very powerful and very therapeutic.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, I just have times with clients running through my head.
Absolutely.
When I changed, used humor to change the energy.
Well, and even in therapy, right? People think, oh, I'm going to therapy and it's going to be really serious and really tense and really heavy. And yeah, it can be. But I love to bring humor in to sessions as well, because at some point we have to not take ourselves so seriously.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah. Play, love, remember.
Hello,
Hey.
hello.
Welcome.
Well, and again, I think, when we story tell, we share the experience.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times when we share the experience of sorrow, people are helping us. They're helping lessen the burden of that. When we're sharing our joyful moments, people are augmenting it. They're multiplying it. They're celebrating it. So there again goes back to an aspect of connection and the importance of connection and finding your tribe, finding what works for you, and how to have that be as beautiful and powerful, because it can be. We know what it's like. We have those friends who are, the ones who are like going, let's go have some silly stuff, or that person who tells you they want to do something and you go, that's an awful idea. What time should I pick you up?
Yes.
I got my camera fully charged. We're set.
I don't know if you guys have seen that video where there's the three women and they're drinking wine and they're sitting in the middle of the kitchen floor, and they hold their wine glass and they like flip and go around. Anyway, it's difficult to describe, but it's hilarious. Those are those kind of friends.
Yep. Oh yeah. We are almost at 5 till.
Yeah.
I didn't see Kaylee in there popping, and maybe I'm an overachiever and I'm stealing Kaylee's thunder. So my apologies, Kaylee.
Girls' nights are the best, definitely.
Well, I would say guys' nights are the best too. So nights out with really good friends.
Yes. Friends nights. Friends nights.
Oh,
that's,
I gotcha.
Yeah. Friends nights. For sure. I have just as many male friends as I have female friends. So, I don't want to exclude the guys.
But I get the term girls' night. Yeah.
Yep. I love it, Maureen. I am with you.
Can't wait to move into my senior living community so I can start shenanigans.
Absolutely.
I see Maureen having this big jar filled with little pieces of paper, and once a week she gets in there and pulls one out, and it tells her what shenanigans she's going to create that week.
Very good.
That's planning.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. So we have home play for you all. Let's see what the sacred.
Seeds from the Sacred Feminine. So I have it out, and I have a card that fell out, so we can do that. Stand barefoot on the earth.
Oh, grounding.
Yes. It's a good time for doing some grounding. So let me open the book, and I will read it when I get there.
I'm feeling like feet in the sand is coming in for me.
Well, and this is a good opportunity for everyone to like and verify that they are subscribed to the videos.
Yes. All 3 channels, please.
Yep.
All right, here we go. You need grounding, grandchild. Let the magnetic nature of the sacred feminine ground the electric ways of the sacred masculine. Take those shoes off and let your feet be free. Walk outside and let the cool grass, soil, or snow, or sand touch the soles of your feet. The rhythm of Mother Earth is felt when you stand directly on her being. Remove the layer of rubber from your feet and feel the connection. How does it feel to you? Did you know that the bottoms of your feet are receptors of energy? Mother Earth directs healing energy through your feet when you make contact with her. Squish your toes in the dirt, massage your feet over some pebbles. Let the snow chill the soles of your feet. Walk on the grass through the evening dew. Let Mother Earth help your thoughts and emotions return to balance. When you connect to the natural world, you ground your sacred energy. Honor your connection to the planet, and she will honor you in return.
Beautiful.
I mean, how better to be the wanderer than to wander barefoot in nature?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
This would be great too.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Definitely.
I love that.
They've been working on grounding.
Mm-hmm.
Maureen liked your idea too of the jar. That
Yes,
came out around
you're
that
welcome.
time.
Yeah. And Maureen, I bet you wouldn't have any issues with filling it up. I love that.
I doubt that.
Yeah, that
No
would
issue.
be fun. No issue at all.
So what have you got going on this week, Gerald?
Tomorrow I have a show, a Laugh and Learn with Hershey, the Shadow Reader. We're talking about sacred tool disposal. How do you the tools that no longer are working for you? What are you doing with them? And then I have a Laugh and Learn with Jamie and Gerald on Tuesday at 4 Eastern. Timmy Raven is asking us the questions, and Timmy Raven, Linda De Gonzalez, and I are doing Duality in Tarot Part 3, Laugh and Learn.
Mm-hmm.
On Thursday, I have a Laugh and Learn Magic Tool Talk about sage.
Ah, very nice.
The herb sage.
Yep.
Very cool.
Have it around all the time. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So there you go.
Awesome. And Jen, have you got anything going on this week?
I've already done my week so far. So yesterday I was on with Kaylee with Woo Woo Wonderment. So like I said, check that out and find out all about the book. And then earlier today, Gerald and I had a beautiful Laugh and Learn on human design. And so you can check out that whole playlist and everything to do with that on either of our channels. And yeah, so that's it for me in terms of lives for the week.
Very good. I have a quiet week, so my next one is back here next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So yeah, this week and next is a little quieter for me. I'm actually doing some vacation next week.
Yay.
After my birthday. So give a little break.
Oh, yes. Did we know? Well, it'll be next week we're on, but Gerald may or may not be around to say happy birthday.
Well, Tanys's birthday is next Monday, but I wasn't going to mention anything.
Yes, it is.
And
next Monday.
Yeah,
Yes.
Next Monday.
So we'll be on live for the birthday.
There you go. And on Thursday, the 24th, Medium Betsy Palmer's birthday is there, but I don't need to tell everybody that. I don't have her permission to share that.
As long as we're not saying age, I don't imagine.
I would never say anybody's age. That's ridiculous. So. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Just waiting to see if it's going to come out anyway, I guess.
No.
Yeah. And then also, just as a reminder for everybody, if you are interested in the support groups, there's pretty much one every week with Beyond Being Human. So beyondbeinghuman.org/support-groups. They're open to everybody. They're free. They're not live. They're on Zoom. So you can register and do that. We did ours this past Saturday, and, you know, being able to hold space for people on their journey as things unfold. It's just a lovely space to be in together.
Truly honored to be able to be there for people. So yeah, come and join us.
And what is that? The Beyond Being
Beyond
Human?
Being Human. So Jen and I
.org?
both work with Beyond Being Human. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
And there's support group on there.
Okay.
So there's different kinds as well. So check it out. There's different people that run, like that host. Jen and I do one, and then there's a bunch of others. So check them all out. You know, see if you need
Excellent.
support, that's where to go.
Yeah, here, I'll pop it in the group there.
Beautiful.
And I'll give it to you, Gerald, behind the scenes so that you can also
Thank you.
pop it in yours.
I think it's one of those things that when we have that opportunity to share that, and I mean, you know, that's really powerful. So thank you for that.
Yep. And stay tuned for some classes. Part of the next month is me organizing classes as well for the new year for the Twillow Lifestyle Academy. So stay tuned for that.
Nice.
Yeah. Working on some new ones, right, Jen?
Yeah.
So that ought to be fun. And the channeling class is already posted, which is a 9-week class. Quite a popular one. So take a look at that if that's something you want to learn more about.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's what I have instead of other stuff today.
Wonderful.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So I guess we will go ahead and say adios for the moment. And sending you all tons of love. Thank you, Gerald, for joining us.
Thanks for letting me crash. It's been fun.
Yeah, that was great. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much. Lots of love, you guys. Take care.
Bye.